There is something I really want to express, but I'm having trouble finding the perfect words to really get it across, so that you see what I see. You don't just hear what I say. Because if you could see what I see, your whole approach to any problem between people is going to change completely. And here's why. Because when I really look at the whole story of how we got to be where we are today, from the very start of the universe, it becomes very clear to me, based on also understanding myself and seeing people, that no one is doing anything wrong. There's no person that is doing something which I can point to and say that's evil, that's wrong. That the person is evil and wrong. Now, things can be better. When I say there's nothing wrong, it doesn't mean that there's nothing can be better. That it's all just where it's at is fine and that's it. But it's not wrong in the sense that a 3-year-old comes up and grabs like a pencil and like stabs you in the leg. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not trying to poison you with the pencil or trying to cause pain to your, like, he's not doing it for a reason, like because he hates you, or, you know, he just doesn't know what's happening. He doesn't want to hurt his mom or something like that. You know, 3-year-olds, they don't know what's happening. And so it could be better. We need to do something about it. Still, we need to do something about the 3-year-old. But it doesn't mean that we have to judge him and punish him, get rid of him and hate him and cancel culture. You don't have to cancel him. Because when I look at the whole thing of humanity, of all of us, everyone wants a beautiful, nice world for themselves. There's no one walking around that wants to have just a shitty world and they just want to stay in it. Everyone is trying to make things better. But we don't know how to really do it. Our approach to making things better just makes things worse. Have you ever been in a relationship with someone, maybe your parents, maybe with yourself, maybe with someone you had romantic interest in, where your intention was to do something really nice for yourself, let's just say, and then it ended up being really bad? Like maybe you wanted to buy them a gift, or maybe you wanted to discuss something that they did, or anything. Your intention wasn't to hurt them. You actually wanted to do something really good. Like, let's say they're always mad that you don't wash the dishes, so you try to surprise them by cleaning all the dishes. And then they walked into the kitchen, saw you with dirty dishes, got super mad, and kicked you out of the house. Like, what is wrong there? There's nothing wrong in the people. We're just making mistakes. Mistakes are not wrong in this, like, I don't know what is the words I'm even trying to find. It's not fundamentally wrong in and of itself. Like, this whole thing with people feeling like someone's doing something wrong is actually coming from just that. It's just that we're all trying to make it better, but we're all really fucking bad at knowing how to do it. It's like you really love this girl and you want to go tell her that you like her, but for whatever reason you walk up to her and you say, hey, you look good today. And for whatever reason she just like, you know, like, I don't know, you just said the wrong thing, or you just start off on the wrong, like, for whatever reason you did it wrong, and now everyone's mad. But it's not because you were trying to hurt this person. Like, you just have to learn to do it better, right? Like, maybe there was a time when people would just walk up to people and catcall them, or use some weird pickup line, or just randomly propose to you out of nowhere, like, hey, you're the one, I want to marry you, or something. You know, a lot of the time, and this happens so much in dating because we're so clumsy with sexuality and with communication when it really feels like something like that, like it really feels intense, kind of. And we meet someone and our intention is to like be nice to them and make them realize we love them, but like something goes wrong and now they think we hate them. You know, kids do this all the time. You'll see like a 6-year-old, like, not sixth grader, have a crush on someone else, and then now they want to like throw things at them, or like hit them, or call them bad names or something. And it's like, for some reason we feel like that's an appropriate expression of our interest. We don't really think about it. Like, nobody teaches us how to do this. When you're a 6th grader and you see this girl and your whole body just melts and you're just like, oh, like, my God, this is like the most crazy thing in my whole life right now. And it's like, no one teaches you, hey, if you like this person, there's a way to let them know that you like them without making them feel uncomfortable, without being pushy or weird, and just open up a space for them to realize that you're interested in them and maybe be interested in you back. No one teaches you how to do that very appropriately, like smooth, like clean, super good. You just kind of try something, you know? That's why there's like 8 million books out there on like approaching, dating, meeting people, how to dress up. Same thing with girls, right? Like, maybe you have a, but my point is not about this. My point is that we are clumsy. We make a lot of mistakes. Do you know how fucking long it took to make this body? It's been so long that this whole thing has been happening. We've been here for billions of years, but it really takes so much longer. It not so much longer, but it's not like that period of billions of years that we've been evolving is not like super long, because like we're on a fucking rock spinning around the sun, and the fire of the sun and the water of the planet literally have to like do some magic and then like spit out life. It's so complicated of a process. It takes so long to make a fucking person, and it takes a long time for us to realize how to be ourselves well. Like, you watch animals having sex, they're so awkward at it. They don't know how to do it. They're like barely get on top of each other. You see how they use their hands. They can barely move they can't do this and this and this and like whatever piece. Like, they can't do anything because they don't have control like that. And that's the same thing with people. Like, we're really not good at controlling ourselves. We don't know how to communicate what we want to say, and we also don't know how to make things better. Like someone living in America feels like there's no jobs, or I'm poor. Why am I struggling to get a house? Maybe it's the Mexicans. They're ruining this. Like that's all we do. We just feel there's something wrong with our lives. Like there's a problem. Someone bothered me, or I can't get a job, or I can't find money, or something. And then we think it must be someone's fault. But what I'm trying to get to is that there is no fault here. The reason we're here is not because of someone's fault. The reason we're here is because this is where we are. We just started realizing that we're here, that we're aware of ourselves. You know, monkeys don't have self-awareness. They don't have conferences about sexual violence and how they can improve the sexual relationships of men and women in the monkey tribe. Like they don't have that because they haven't evolved yet. They haven't had all these complex thoughts and stuff. And people 10,000 years ago didn't have that. It's only starting today with the internet, with the average person having the ability to access information and communicate with the world, not just some king that sits in a castle with some diplomats and philosophers, but just all of us have the ability to communicate and do things. This really is very new. We just started to really become aware of this whole thing. And that's why it can change without anyone being at fault. The whole thing can change. We can do anything we want with it. If we want a world where there is a beautiful, equal opportunity for people to be whatever they want, we can decide to create that. The problem is we also don't know really what to create in the sense of we don't really know what it is that we really want to make. Everyone knows what we don't want to make. Everyone knows what hell looks like. But very few people, or almost no one, I even want to say, really has a vision for heaven. Ask anybody you want, you listening for example, make a place where nobody wants to go. Oh, that's so easy. There's some demons beating you up, there's fires, it's cold as shit, there's 8 suns that never go down, and there's no water, and you drink. Like all of these ideas of a place that you don't want to go, you know, apocalypses, Matrix, like Skynet matrices, and complete desertifications and wars and zombie apocalypses and all these type of things. Everybody knows, like, okay, yeah, we don't want to go there. Everybody would tell you that we don't want to go there, unless they're just like super excited about it for whatever weird reason. But you know, nobody really wants to go to hell, and it's so easy to make hells. So many hells we can make so easily. But heaven, make a place where everybody wants to go. That's very hard. To make a place where everybody wants to go is very hard, because people want different things generally on the surface level, but at the deeper level, actually we all want the same thing. Everyone wants to feel good. Everybody wants to be surrounded by people that care about them or they care about. Everybody wants to feel important or engage with something that feels like it matters. And everybody wants to find some meaning in their life. No one wants to just be born and die for no reason. People want to find meaning. People want to feel good. People want a certain level of safety. People want a certain level of stability, but also change. We don't want things to stay exactly the same. And we also don't want things to be super different all the time, too much. You know, there is generally like a place where we all want to go. And so the question ends up being, how can we work together to make this? I don't understand why there's this whole idea we have Maybe that should be a different video of why we always have to fight in order to get what we want from each other. Like we have a country and we want to make it really nice, and we have some people that think it's called politically left and people that think politically right. Now, why don't those people get together and figure out how to do it well instead of fighting each other? But we don't know how to do that. We're not taught to put our brains together the way we put our hands together. Imagine if you had a building and instead of people putting their hands together to make a building, we just fought. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna try to make a building? No, I'm gonna try to make a building. And I'm gonna tear your building down. I'm gonna try to build on top of it. It's like, what the fuck? You're never gonna build anything. That's so stupid. But we do that politically. We do that with our approach to life. With everything. Like, you know, we want a world of something. Safety, equality, love. But we have different approaches. Okay, get together and discuss it. Without yelling, without being crazy, without disagreeing for no reason about everything. Just like, be a fucking human being. Just listen. Learn to listen and talk. That's how we can change everything. Nobody's doing anything wrong. There's no some evil someone that made the world like this. Like, we're just stupid, man. And there are very smart people who are making things not very nice. But that's not because they want things to be like this. Do you think the guy who has $1 billion just wants to have $1 billion and sit there? Do you think Kim Jong-un just wants to be the leader of North Korea and have people cry at his dad's funeral for no reason? No, he actually really wants people to love him. He does. He doesn't just want people to fake pretend that they're crying. He actually wants them to care. But he doesn't know how to do that. And he's a fucking child in some way. Like we all are. And so he just figures out, like, okay, I'm just gonna, like, if you don't cry, I'll kill you. That's what he knows. He knows how to kill people. Doesn't know how to talk to them. No one taught him how to do that. He's not some, like, amazing communicator and brilliant mind of human understanding. Like, no. He just doesn't know what to do. He wants people to like him. He wants to be a good leader. I think most people want to be fucking great. I think most people want to be good in relationships. They don't want to, like, get in a relationship and then I'm gonna get in this relationship and then break it up a few years later. I'm gonna get in this relationship and completely fuck my life up. Like, no one decides to do that. It's very, like, we just don't know what we're doing. We're young, we don't have a lot of experience, and we have a lot of desires and needs of our own that are unfulfilled for most of us. And that creates a lot of tension between us. And there's also all this scarcity mindset. Constantly feel like there's not enough. This is a very complicated topic. I wish I had more ability to completely expound it and flesh it out so you can completely see what I'm seeing. It's hard to communicate all this with just words. Because what made us like this is that scarcity. It's the scarcity of the planet, which has served to create us. Just like it served, that scarcity served to make a cat, you know, with the claws and eats each other, which we love it, right? Like tigers is pretty popular. Most people like tigers and cats. We like dogs. We like ourselves. Maybe you don't really like ourselves, but like, scarcity is what made the plant have to learn how to fucking walk, because there's not enough food here. If you just stuck there, you're just gonna die. So we had to learn all these things, and then when we learned to walk or fly or whatever, move, we took the plants with us, because we carry the seeds, you know, on our shoes or on our feet or in our stomach when we eat things or whatever. And so, yeah, hi. And yeah, it's very hard to have all this scarcity But I don't think we're in the same position anymore. It feels like we're in a different place. It feels like that scarcity is in a different place. And we have the power now to create our environment the way we want it. We have the power to make as much food as we'd like. We're not subject to famines as much. We're not subject to bad seasons or not enough something. One of the biggest problems we still have maybe is there's a little bit too many of us. But that's something we can change. Anything we can change. If we have the ability to do all these things without being cruel or crazy or just genocidal. Like, we have the ability to create exactly what we want and exactly the way we want it, physically. Just have to get our minds right. Just have to calm down and find a way we can all do it. And it starts with each single one of us. When we stop being a part of the cycle of blame, faulting people, and unconscious self, when we become conscious, when we realize, oh, this is what's happening. Oh, I have needs and I'm being weird. Okay, maybe I can find a way to fulfill my needs without hurting people. Maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. What is it that I really want? I want to feel good. Okay, well, feeling good isn't going to come out of beating people up or keying their cars because they cheated on you. Like, that's not going to help you feel better. Maybe it will for a second. That won't create the thing you really want, which is this beautiful, love, nice place where people don't cheat on people. Like, when we learn how to not do that, keep contributing to the problem, we will become the solution. And it really, really doesn't take that many people to do that for it to be the new thing, for it to be where we all are. And that's where I want to go. And I feel like that's where we all want to go. I want to go someplace nice. I don't want to just stay here. I don't think most people want to keep another few hundred years of history. More wars, more genocide, more isms, more this, more that. Like, enough already. We're getting older now. It's time to grow up. And it's time to have some great fun together. We've been fighting for a long time. And we've learned some good lessons. It's time to put it all to good use and make something really beautiful together. Put our minds together like we've learned how to do with our hands. You know, many animals don't know how to do that, but certain animals like bees and ants, they know how to do that, work together, and just like we do. And that has been one of the most successful strategies on the planet. We all live here by helping each other. You know, we eat other lives and they feed us, and the trees breathe with us and we breathe them, and it's all happening together. So we just have to learn how to do that with our brains too. You know, we always say hand by hand towards the future. I say brain in brain, or I don't know how to even say that. Brain with brain towards the future. Put the brains together, guys. Let's do something. Let's make this nice. Let's do what we want. We can all have everything we want. That's the world I live in. I live in a world where everybody can have every single thing they want. They actually want. Not just like, oh, I just want to be shiny and have 2,000 Instagram followers. You don't actually want that. What you really want is you just want to feel better. You want people to care about you. You want to feel like you're amazing. You want to be worshipped. Yes, you can have all these things. It doesn't have to be in a certain form. Because you don't even want that form. You're just using it because that's what's available. So yeah, we can all have what we want. No one has to be sacrificed. No one has to be left out. No animal, no life, no tree. Every single being on this whole planet can find its perfect fulfillment. That's the miracle of this existence. Just like we can end the whole thing. We can just burn the whole thing. So yeah, that's love and that's life. I love you.